Corsi here. In this question, we're told that a sequence is generated by this recurrence relation, and we're told the first three terms of the sequence, and we're asked to find the values of m and c and then use our knowledge from that to calculate the fourth term of the sequence. So let's have a look at what goes on in these recurrence relations. We've got a sequence of numbers, usually call the first term u1, the second one u2, and so on, u3, u4, and this sequence goes on. Here's a typical term, the nth term, and here's the one after the nth term, the n plus 1th term. And this recurrence relation tells us what we're doing to the nth term to produce the next term to that, the n plus 1th term. And it says multiply by m and then add c. So to get from this term to this term, we multiply by m and add c. Now that's what goes on to get from the first term to the second term. It's what goes on once we've got the second term to get to the third term, multiply by m, add c, to get from the third to the fourth, multiply by m and add c, and so on. And we know that the first term is 6, the second term is 9, the third term is 11. So in particular, we know to get from 6 to 9, we must multiply by m and add c. So start by 6, multiply by m, 6 times m, and add c. That'll get us 9. And then let's repeat this process on the 9. That's the second term, 9. We multiply by m, 9 times m, and then add c. That'll get us the third term, 11. And you immediately realise you have simultaneous equations. Let's subtract the first equation from the second equation. 6m away from 9m would leave you with 3m. c taken away from c is 0. 9 away from 11 is 2. And let's divide both sides by 3. m equals 2/3. Now let's replace m in equation 1, that's 6m plus c equals 9, by 2/3. So 6m plus c equals 9 becomes 6 times 2/3 plus c equals 9. So 6 lot of 2/3, that would be 8/3. Sorry, 6 lots of 2/3 would be 12/3. 6 times 2 is 12. 12/3 plus c equals 9. So therefore c is 9 minus 12/3. Now 12/3 is 4, so that's 5. We're getting 5 for that. So we've worked out, this is part A, find the values of m and c. We've worked out c is 5 and m is 2/3. So we now know the recurrence relation. So that becomes un plus 1 is 2/3 of un plus 5. M has turned out to be 2/3 and c is 5. So let's calculate the fourth term. Fourth term will be 2/3 of the third term plus 5. We're now into this area. u4 can be got from u3 by multiplying by m, which is 2/3, and adding 5. So u4 is 2/3 of u3 plus 5. We know the third term, u3, is 11. and then we have to add 5. So 2/3 times 11, that's 22 thirds. And then 5 is 15 thirds. So how many thirds do we have? 37 thirds. Well, that's 12 and 1/3. 3 into 37 goes 12 times with 1 left over, 12 thirds. So the fourth term of the sequence is 12 and 1/3. That's Mr. Corsie signing out. Hope you enjoyed the video.